You want me to describe it? It is, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's a plate of food.
it's nondescript.
This looks like sustenance.
It is pale.
Okay, I recognize peas, carrots, rice.
Is that meat?
A fish-ish thing.
Is that chicken? Is that fish? I'm not quite sure.
It smells fishy if it's chicken.
Chicken? Tofu?
I'm sure it's fine.
I wouldn't be excited to eat this.
Thank you, but no thank you.
They did the best with what they had.
I don't think this would make me feel better when I saw it in the hospital.
How is that supposed to entice somebody?
Yeah.
Hospital food has never been great.
I have gone to Peace Arch Hospital many times for myself. I had a sister who came in here. The staff, I have to tell you, were incredible. They were fantastic. We're so glad we're Canadian. We didn't know if she'd make it out of there. The food that they did bring in, because it was imperative that she start to eat again. This was again about getting this machine, your internal machine, working. She started to try little bits of food here and there. She hated everything. She would say to us constantly, "What is that on the plate?" And there is no food taste to it. We even got to a point where when the food was on the plate, we were trying to have little taste of it, not here to make her feel she should be eating with us. We tried all of those things. Her system was not healing because there was nothing moving through it except the supplement. It was horrendous to watch her in her fight. After her period of time, she was in there for another month. She never ate anything. And the end result was that we lost her.
So I was in Peace Arch Hospital for a month. I was hit by a truck when I was in a crosswalk. It meant that I had a month in the hospital. It was like there was no creativity at all with the meals. All right, what's under here, kind of thing. It wasn't like, oh, good, stroganoff. I remember Mom making this. It was never anything like that.
The current food setup at Peace Arch Hospital, it's a retherm setup. Basically, what that means is food is brought in, it is portioned, a scoop, a wedge, a rectangle, or whatever. It is plated, and then it is placed into retherm units, very much like airline food. Not saying that it's bad food, it's just it lacks that life of culinary. So you do see a lot of scoops and a lot of ambiguity with the food when it's on a plate. There's no connection to it. It's just very simple. How much comes back uneaten? A very large amount. 50% plus is from some estimations of what we have, and people just not wanting to eat the food that comes up. People come in, but 40% to 50% are malnourished already, and that stays throughout the time in the hospital.
I always feel like I have to apologize when it comes to the food in White Rock. And so when you see patients wasting their food, but they need nourishing food to heal, is that an extra day in hospital? Is that a complication? It's just counterintuitive.
Support of the kitchen campaign means a lot to me because with healthy food, people are going to get better faster.
We're not looking at just renovating the kitchen. We're looking at recreating an entire cuisine and inventing entire cuisine, which is healthcare cuisine. In the production kitchen, we have cooks working, we produce food fresh, and it gives us the opportunity to have a connection. We want people to be excited when they come into the kitchen. We want them to smell the aromas. We want them to see what's being made. So out of a frozen bag, we have no control, but out of an item that comes in that we can actually make special, that's that heart transfers everywhere. And it comes from, fresher ingredients. It's got vibrancy and intrigue, and we want people to lift that lid up and be like, wow, look at that. That's incredible.
I think the production kitchen will bring dignity to our patients. If they're eating, they're going to heal faster. But I also just think psychologically, they're going to feel better.
One of the things about choice dining that's really important is that when people come into an acute care setting or a hospital or even long-term care, their life is put on hold. They have no choice in a lot of ways. Choice dining gives people that ability back. They have the ability to choose something which is more to their liking. The clinical diets, the therapeutic diets, minces and purees, a lot of the times with those diets, they end up being a beige scoop, an orange scoop, and a green scoop on a plate. One of the innovations that we're working on is shaped purees and making puree meals look exactly like what the main should. So what we're doing in that fashion is we're increasing the quality from a flavor perspective, but also We're giving dignity back to somebody who is on a diet that they probably don't want to be on. We had a husband who was very engaged with his wife. We brought up a pureed plate that was shaped, and he said, that's the first time in years I've been able to recognize what she's actually eating. This gentleman started looking at our menus and mirroring what we were having so that he could have that connection back with his wife again.
So my mom, Susie, that was her love language. Amazing food, Christmas dinner, Sunday roast, family and friends. She had a prolonged admission on 6th floor. I would be running up every day, sometimes twice a day, and I would see the food she was having. And so I was bringing leftovers or making homemade muffins or getting fruit or just et cetera, et cetera. Fast forward, most of my parents have passed away. And so as part of the estate, I'd heard about this production kitchen. And I thought, well, that's perfect. Kind of sort of the love my mom showed to family and friends, sort of like Susie's Kitchen. And that's what I want for my patients. You know, I want people to feel cared for. We want food. We want rest. We want to get home.
And that's what I think is missing in Peace Arch. I think aside from this wonderful staff, that's what the food's got to do. It's got to create someone wanting to have dinner come to the table.
It is cheaper, it's more efficient, and at the end of the day, we get a better result. And we have the people there to do it, and the drive to do it, and the skill. It's the time to make it happen.
You could say one thing to the gala guests.
I would like to invite them all, if I could, to the hospital for a 1-week stay. They wouldn't have to put up with the medications. They would have the best staff ever taking care of them. But I'd like them to eat those meals and have no regard for being able to say what they want. It would show up whenever. I'd like them to eat that food for 1 week. That's what I would tell them. Why would Peace Arch bring back the production kitchen? Because the person in the bed tomorrow could be your daughter, your son, your grandchild, or you. It's time for us to do it.